Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Bisson. My professional development curriculum focuses on using digital tools to help with differentiation in mathematics education. Based on the Needs Assessment Survey, educators all decided that digital tools are essential for student differentiation and learning. However, the majority of educators surveyed also felt that they needed to have proper training to offer this kind of individualized instruction effectively for all students. This professional development will focus on middle school level mathematics, but would still be effective for an elementary or high school level educator. The PD's primary objective is to expose some digital tools that have been effectively used for differentiated mathematics instruction to participants and allow them to practice with these tools so they can try them in their classrooms. This professional development is designed to be a half-day training, but it could also be broken in half if needed. The professional development will start with an introduction by the facilitator explaining how digital tools can make a big difference in a teacher's ability to differentiate instruction for all students. The participants will log into the PD's Google Classroom, which has all the materials they will be utilizing for the PD. Participants will then learn about FigJam, iReady, and where they will also be taking a formative quiz. The last activity of the PD has students learn about Desmos, which is what we will be focusing on today. Desmos is a free mathematics program that anyone can sign up for. Desmos offers hundreds of pre-made lessons available for teachers to use as an alternative way to deliver a lesson to students. These lessons span from kindergarten through high school level mathematics. It can be used as a remote assignment or an in-person activity. Teachers have complete control over the program, including student pacing, access, and they can even see all of the work that students are producing in real time or after the lesson has been completed. Desmos links well with Google Classroom as well, allowing teachers and students to sign in with their Google email addresses. To get started, all participants will access the Marcellus the Giant activity as an introduction to see how Desmos works, which will be posted as a link in the PD's Google Classroom. This lesson aims to introduce students to the idea of scale and what it means in terms of mathematics. Participants will be walked through multiple slides of the lesson to get a feel for how the program works. Here's the program now. This is Dan. Dan obviously has his sword, his eyes, and his teeth as a stick figure, and he is saying hiya. Students are then being shown that these are examples of scale giants. As you can see, even though this one is smaller, proportionally they're the same as the large one, and the medium one as well. Then we get examples of some not to scale giants. As we can see, things like their mouths, their size of their swords, and the distance between their eyes are all different, showing different proportional relationships. The educators will be able to see what this 7th grade mathematics lesson looks like and how it could be implemented into their classroom. For example, the first question that they will say is what makes a giant scale or not to scale. This is something that students get to type their answer in. They also have the ability to type math if they need that with opening up a math keyboard. They have the ability to talk into a microphone if they have one, so that if they are someone who struggles with typing or maybe has some type of injury, they will be able to do a speech to text. And then they also have the ability to upload an image if that is something that the teacher feels is required for any type of lesson they are doing. Then participants will start to see what students see. For example, if they said we wanted to make a scale giant that is bigger than Dan, let's say we type in the number 3, we then see what a giant 3 times the size of Dan would look like, and they can submit that work. When they go to the next slide, their job is then to try to line up with what the mouth, the eyes, and the size of the sword would look like. And it gives us a little prompt as to how that student is doing, and they have us answer some math questions. The participants will be able to go through all of this work and then get to see how the graph lines up. So as we can see, the proportional line is showing us where the points of the eyes, the mouth, and the sword should be for it to be proportional. And students will then be able to go back to their sliders, change where those things are, and view that as a proportional giant. Meanwhile, the educators are also going to be able to see what it looks like on the end of the teacher. This is an example of a code that was given to a previous class, and this is what it looks like as a teacher. Here you can see we can set pacing. The pacing will assign what slides are open for students. So for example, if I click stop pacing, and if I wanted to restart it, I could say, okay, I only want my students to be on slide 3. I can click that and restrict the screen to slide 3. So now any student who is logged in using their code, which the teacher has complete control of, you will be able to force the student to look at certain slides. Then as the lesson goes on, you can start to add slide if you want to. And you can change this pacing at any time. Also, a teacher will be able to go to the student view and they will be able to see exactly what the students are doing on a particular slide. So let's say we have gone down to slide 9. I will be able to see what every single student has responded as an answer. I can even get a summary, which gives us a quicker view if I don't need to see exactly what they typed. The last slide also gives students the chance to do their own drawing to show if something is proportional. I can go on and I can click on any individual slide to see. So this student decided to use a top hat to show if a proportional accessory, while this student has gone ahead and decided to do a hat, some hair, and a figure in their hand to show that they're proportional. Or after participants have had time to go through the Desmos activity, they will then be cut loose by the facilitator to be able to go through the entire activity they want, and they will be able to view all of the other lessons that Desmos has to offer. Here you can see we have a bunch of lessons that are just catered towards 7th grade mathematics. There are a total of 40 activities just for 7th grade. And as we can see going through our option of grade levels here, we have kindergarten all the way up into high school geometry, functions, calculus, conics, linear systems, all these groups of different types of math programs that can be used, each having their own amount of lessons. So for example, grade 3 has 21 activities that you could use. Grade 5 has 22 activities. Grade 8 has 47 activities. If a teacher has found that there isn't a lesson for what they want to do in their classroom, they can always go to the custom activity page and they can create their own activity, which again is free with any Google login. You can decide who has access to it. So if you are building one and you only want to be able to view it now, you can do that. Or if this is something that you're going to want to share and make public, you can also do that with the activity description and then create the new activity and begin building your activity. After free time, the facilitator will guide the participants back to a group discussion to answer any questions and allow for open conversations for the participants. The final part of the professional development is the summative. Participants will practice using Desmos again with a new lesson to see how they do on their own. This is a fun digital lesson that involves using a mirror to bounce lasers to hit targets. However, we will not be showing that lesson today. To learn more about this, I invite you to come to the professional development and experience the fun for yourself. I'd like to thank everybody for viewing my professional development presentation, and I hope you have a wonderful day.